me, right? It's a pre-college program that really focuses on empowering students towards success. And we have a specific goal in mind in terms of the students we serve. We serve students who receive free or reduced lunch, as well as students who are potentially the first person in their family to go to college. So if your student is interested in going to college, this might be the program for them. We only have a few slots available because we do take applications in that. We don't serve the whole school. We only serve a selected amount of students. And in terms of servicing those students, we offer some wonderful, wonderful free supportive programs. For example, we offer tutoring in math, English, as well as science. We're going to be incorporating foreign language pretty soon. And this is online tutoring. We're going to be eventually doing the in-person tutoring, but right now it's going to be online where we pay tutors. They're sometimes teachers or college professors to connect with students so that way they can do it, right after school, and also have that support that they need, at home. Because sometimes you're tired, you're just getting off work, right? You might not have time to tutor them, and we can connect them in that way. We also have our check-ins with our students. Now, this is where we take the time to really meet with students twice a month to really keep them on track. And that means we provide academic and personal coaching. How many of you know you could benefit from some personal coaching if somebody was holding you accountable for your goals, right? Exactly. So it's really wonderful because we're meeting with the students twice a month to have them to, first of all, let us know how they're doing in their class. And we're going to provide them with strategies and techniques in terms of improving. We have the students to declare a goal. We want to follow up on their academic and their personal goals throughout the semester. We're also working with students to decide what college or technical school they would like to go to. We're also going to be working with students just to make sure that they're on the right track and they can stay on the right track with focusing toward their goals, okay? We also have group sessions that Mr. Weaver has allowed us to be able to provide to the students twice per month here at the school. And in addition to that, we have a Saturday program where students will come at least one Saturday of the month, and the programming will differ between scholastic as well as cultural events. So we might take them to a play, we might take them to the museum, we might take them to a theatrical performance, but we have a calendar event for parents and students to see that stuff, ahead of time. One of the things about this program is that it also offers a stipend to students. So just like you go to work every day to earn money, your student can do the same thing with this program where they can actually earn money to do what it is you want them to do and what they should be doing in terms of focusing on their academic goals. So every month, if the student is meeting the obligations of the program, they can get up to $40 a month. And then we have a summer program for our students where it's a 6-week program. It's like 18 sessions, and it's free as well. And if they're coming to our summer program, they can get up to $60 per month, okay? We only have a few slots available for this particular school because we work with Mays as well as Lithia Spring High School. So if any parents are interested, raise your hand. Okay, wonderful. So if you're interested, you're gonna get an application. For those parents that say they're interested, give them an application. And you're gonna fill out your parent portion of the application. And it's really the first page, the bottom of this. And then the second page, you're gonna fill out your income information. If your child receives free lunch, more than likely your taxable income is 0. So make sure you enter 0 in there for taxable income, okay? I love TRIO. Because of TRIO, I used to be a TRIO student because I had my own personal academic challenges coming up in the inner city projects of Atlanta. I lived in Perry Home, John Hope, Red Oak, you name it, I lived there. And what people don't know is that TRIO actually has several different programs, and our programs, which again are sponsored by the Department of Education, they support students from middle school all the way up to the PhD level. And I was in one of those programs for adults who didn't necessarily do so well in school. And so I was able to go inside of a TRIO program, which was called Educational Opportunity Center and Student Support Services. And they really empowered me towards success. But for those programs, I would have been a lost soul, seriously. But because of their support, I was able to go on and finish my bachelor's degree, graduating from Spelman College. And I have a master's degree at the University of West Georgia. I'm also a licensed professional counselor. And I worked for 15 years at Georgia State University as a federal grants project director before deciding that we wanted to start our own community organization to bring these grants right here to the people. So we would love to be able to pour into your children, support your children, and help them and you to make sure they're going to be really successful in school. I think we all need the extra support. You can never have too much support. I think some of us as adults, sometimes we need support to reach our goals. So just imagine our children also needing that support. So if you are interested, we'd love to be able to get your application back tonight. Again, you can fill out the parent portion, and then we can contact your student and have them to fill out the rest of this application. But we only have a few slots left because, again, we do work with those 2 other schools. And the program, in general, it only serves 60 students. So that's not a lot of students, and we're almost full. So with that said, I thank you so much for your time and your consideration, and we hope that you would allow us to be able to empower your student towards success. Thank you.
For those students that I've already spoken to and those that I have not, I will also be at the school tomorrow, starting at 10:30 a.m. If you haven't completed application, make sure that you give that to Ms. Pinky, who's in the College and Career Resource Center. If you are not aware of where that is, please raise your hand so I can point you in the direction. All right, great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you again for coming, guys. We want to make sure that our students have as many opportunities as possible. So we will go ahead now and let Ms. Worlds come up, and she's going to talk to you a little more about CHAMPS, and then after that we will have Ms. Sappho. She's going to talk to you it's about healthy relationships, and it's not just romantic relationships. It is close to Valentine's Day, but it's not just that type of relationship, but it's just about the importance of having healthy relationships with your children, with your parents, with your brothers and sisters. So we'll talk, and that will wrap it up. All right, so Ms. Worlds.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Young Worlds, and I'm one of the site coordinators for the CHAMPS After School Program. And I see a lot of CHAMPS parents are here. We appreciate you all coming out. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight in this dreary weather. Ms. Batiste is the other site coordinator for CHAMPS, and she's up in the back there. She's going to be controlling our presentation. My parents who are already in the CHAMPS program, you've seen this presentation already. This is for the people who have not seen the presentation, because we are doing a little bit of recruiting. We are actively recruiting for the after-school program because we do have students that have to leave the program for various reasons. They move away, the program doesn't meet their needs, whatever the case may be, so we sometimes have openings. So I'll briefly go through this presentation, and if your child is not in the program and you're interested in enrolling them in the program, after this session, Ms. Batiste and I will be in the lobby, and you'll have the opportunity to fill out application paperwork so that as we have slots become available, we can possibly enroll your child. The CHAMPS program is funded by a 21st Century Learning Center grant, where basically the grant pays for academic and enrichment sessions. So while the students are here after school, they not only get help with their schoolwork, but they do have a chance to do other things that are not academic related, but it's all tied into the grant. We do have the grant currently at 9 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, and 2 high schools here at Douglas County High School and at Olympia Springs. And these are the grant sites, so you can see that all of the schools listed that have the program on these next 2 slides. Next slide. All right, how the program is set up, we do have a project director who works over at county office. We have 2 site coordinators, myself and Ms. Batiste. All of the teachers who work with the program are certified teachers, so they know exactly what's going on, what your students are learning in class, so that they can help them with homework and classwork. And we also have 1 paraprofessional that works with us, and she helps with a lot of the clerical type things that we need to get done. Our program is a balanced program, so students who participate in the program, half of the time is dedicated to the academic piece, the other half of the time is the enrichment component. We work together for student success, so we want to try to improve student attendance. We have an open communication policy between the Champs After School teachers, the school day teachers, and administration, and we do align with the school day. And we even have a parent participation component where we try to improve or increase the amount of parental involvement here at the school. We are accountable to state and federal monitors, so the people who come out and make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do are not just teachers here from Douglas County High School. We have evaluators that come in and just check to be sure that we are fulfilling what the grant says that we should be doing. And you can see the goals and objectives. I won't read them, but basically our primary focus is to be sure that the students are passing their standardized tests, those milestones in the course assessments at the end of the year, and also to be sure that they're passing their classes. These next couple slides are very tiny, but it talks about our evaluation report from last school year. Overall, what this says, and I know you probably can't see it, but it says that we met 9 of the 10 objectives. The one objective that we did not meet, and this is as a county, was the one that says that 50% of the students will make a 2, 3, or 4 on the math and the course assessment. And overall for the county, we only have 46%. At Douglas County, only 40% made a 2, 3, or 4. So that's one of our main objectives that we want to reach this year, is to be sure the students are passing that math PLC. The next slide just continues with more of those objectives. But what we've done is set up an action plan and some goals. One more time. Where basically what we're going to do is increase the amount of time our students do with test preparation. We're monitoring students who are behind on credits and communicating with the teachers. And in doing that, we want to reach our goals that 45% of the students pass math and 60% pass English, and then 80% of students recover credits and also pass their math and English language arts classes. Now, how the program is set up, students do receive a snack every day. They get homework assistance, also additional academic help. And then we have our enrichment piece, which can consist of physical education, character education, cooking, knitting, just various other activities that we have the students do. And these are just some other enrichment activities. Again, I'm going through very quickly, so it's not to take up too much time. You can go to the next slide. I talked briefly about the parent involvement piece. Students are most successful when parents know what's going on at school, and we try to help with that by having various parent education sessions. So a lot of our Champs parents are here tonight to hear the piece of healthy relationships. So we do have a requirement, if you do choose to enroll your child in the Champs program, that you as parents participate in these education sessions. All right, the program is free. We operate 12 hours a week, so Monday through Thursday. There's no program on Fridays from 3:45 to 6:45 p.m. And the only time that we're closed is on school holidays, half days, or if there's any inclement weather days where we get out of school early. This basically talks about our behavior expectations. Even though we're after school, we do expect students to be on their best behavior, the same as they are during the school day. And this is our behavior plan. And dismissal and pickup, same as pretty much during the day. When you pick your child up from Champs program, you have to show your ID so that we can know who you are. And we do have drills during Champs, fire drills, tornado drills. And we provide transportation as well. And that's a big thing for a lot of parents because the students can just ride the bus home from the program, so you don't have to worry about coming to pick them up at 6:30, 6:45 every day. Next slide. We have various means of communication, email, remind. If you're interested, we'll get that information to you as well. And Champs also has a summer camp. The tentative summer camp dates are here. We do meet Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 1:30. During the summer, the students get both breakfast and lunch provided. And we do take several field trips throughout the summer, which the students really seem to enjoy. This is a picture from a couple years ago. The students had an opportunity to visit the Federal Reserve Bank in Atlanta, so this is a lot of the students sitting at the boardroom table. our contact information, phone number, email address for myself and Ms. Batiste. And this just kind of concludes my presentation. If there's anyone here whose child is not enrolled in CHAMPS and you're interested, please see Ms. Batiste or I in the lobby after the rest of the program is over. But I do have a couple students who are in the CHAMPS program who wanted to share their experience with you all. So if I can have Felicia and Micaiah come on down, please.
Hello, my name is Kalisha Foster. I'm in the 9th grade and also an honor student. Being at DC has been a great experience and I'm glad I chose this school to go to. Being an honor student takes perseverance, determination, and responsibility, especially with homework and assignments being turned in on time. That's why I have turned to CHAMPS. Being in the CHAMPS program has helped me out with loads of homework and assignments that probably would never get done. I like the fact that most of the teachers in CHAMPS teach the core classes, especially math and government. Tutoring is a must dealing with high school, and if you don't know how to, CHAMPS is the place to be. We have an hour and a half to get anything done that we choose and help if needed. Enrichment in CHAMPS is probably the most fun part of CHAMPS. When it's a nice warm sunny day, we get to play outside for about an hour and come inside to cool down. Or we could possibly just chill with our friends and play Uno or other board games. Another option is we might get on computers and play a couple of games. I definitely think that CHAMPS will help me excel in my classes, and I'm glad I'm in the program.
Good evening. My name is Micaiah Vernon, and I am a current sophomore in the CHAMPS after-school program. CHAMPS has not only helped me academically, but I have learned time management skills. This program not only consists of tutoring, but contains a wide variety of games and fun activities. With all of these benefits, I have very much improved in school and stayed on track with this after-school organization. I feel as though the teachers have played a large role helping me complete daily assignments. Now I'm an AB Honor Roll student thanks to the CHAMPS program.
Well, again, thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm done. If you have any other questions about the CHAMPS program or would like more information, again, Ms. Batiste and I will be available after the Healthy Relationships component.
Thank you to Ms. Rose and Ms. Baptiste. So next we are going to have Ms. Sappho come up. Ms. Sappho is a counselor at the Performance Learning Center, and Ms. Sappho also worked with a grant that they had at the Performance Learning Center that was about making healthy decisions, healthy choices, and having healthy relationships. So at this time, I will let Ms. Sappho take over.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Cullen and Ms. Worlds, for inviting me. I've had the pleasure of working under a grant which really underscored the importance of healthy relationships. So we have a quick activity Dr. Cullen is passing around. And one of the reasons why we share this with parents, it's not just for students but also for parents, is because we all have people that we interact with regularly. You have neighbors, you have friends, you have family, people that live in your household, as well as those that do not, that are your family, and as well as our coworkers. So it's really important to know kind of what your personality is. And so we're going to do this quick activity. And it's really important as you're doing the activity that you think about who you really are when you're really yourself. It's not your work face or anything like that. It's at home when you're most comfortable and it's the real you. And so as you're looking, you will notice that there are words all on the page in 4 different quadrants. You see some under the letter L, some under the letter O, some under the letter G, and some under the letter B. In just a moment, as you're getting out your pens, you're going to actually circle any word on that page, no matter where it is, that really represents who you are when you are at home. So again, this is really truly when you've got your hair down and how your friends and family would describe you. So for example, if you see the word bold, and you know how to be bold when it's important to be bold or when it's time to be bold, but that's not your normal personality, then you wouldn't circle bold, okay? It's who you really are. So if your friends or your family, people that know you well would describe you as bold, and that's really who you are, then you want to circle those words. So if you'll go ahead and work on that, we'll take just a couple of minutes. Dr. Cullen has some pens in the back if you need one, if you'll raise your hand. I'm sure she will give one to you. But again, you're gonna circle any word on this page that describes who you really, really are. Not when we have our word face on, et cetera. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. Any word. Don't be alarmed if you have only just a sum on one quadrant and a lot on the other, does not matter. Just make sure that word really is who you are. So maybe just about another minute and a half, any word. And if you are noticing that you're just about done, you're going to count your number of words per quadrant or per square, and you multiply that by 2. So for example, if I had 4 words circled under the L, then 4 times 2 would be 8. That would be the number of points for that particular section, square, or quadrant. So you can tally it as well.
Did everyone get a raffle ticket? Okay, I'll bring you guys some.
So another minute, guys, if you have not, go ahead and begin to tally. So you'll have 4 scores. You'll have a score for the number of L's, number of words under L, O, etc. Okay? And remember, you are circling who you really are.
Okay, there's garbage outside.
If you could use about another 30 or 40 seconds, if you'll just raise your hand. You need about another 30 seconds? Okay, about 30 or 40 more seconds, and then we will begin. Make sure you're scoring. You're going to take the number of words that you have by the quadrant and multiply it by 2. So if I had 4 words under the letter O circled, then I would have 8 points there. So you're going to have a score for every quadrant. So you'll have a total of 4 scores. Multiply each word by 2, please. So just you're going to look at the number of words that you have circled under that particular quadrant and then multiply by 2. You'll have 4 different scores. We'll take about 30 more seconds to do that, please. Okay, about 20 more seconds. If you could go ahead and get your scores, we're going to need those numbers. And as you're finishing up and scoring, just a quick thing about personality. I know for our adults in the room, you've probably taken hundreds of these. The thing about this is that it talks to us about how we relate to people. And that's very important, whether we are a parent or a godmother or a godfather, or a neighbor or a colleague. And it's going to teach us to value all the personality styles that are in our lives. And it also helps us to know that there is no group that's better. So in a moment, we're going to talk about our scores in our groups, and let's remember that there is no group that is better. Each group is different, and it's the way we're going to talk about how we relate to each other, and perhaps it'll help you. So about 10 more seconds and we will get started. I'll be looking for your scores, okay? You can tell me your scores. Okay, if you have the highest score on your sheet falls under the letter L, would you raise your hand? If L is your highest, okay? I see about 4 or 5, maybe even 6, okay? We're going to talk about the L personality style. L stands for lion. So my L's, if you'll listen to this, lions are known as what we call hard-sided lovers. And this is lovers in the sense of how we relate to one another. This has nothing to do with anything other than how we relate to the people that we interact with throughout our lives. So L's, is this you? You are a born leader. Your time frame is now. You are decisive, and you may not ask other people what their opinion is. You demand allegiance. You are a doer. People choose you to be on their work team or in your group at school because you are a doer. You do not want a lot of communication. You just want the bottom line. If you're going to tell me the story, all I need to know is who did it and what happened. How did it end? And again, they are not afraid of pressure or confrontation. And one of the things that we have to think about in lions, again, there's not one personality that's better than the other. But the relational challenge for a lion is sometimes when they roar, others can kind of be a little bit afraid of them or intimidated. And sometimes people will kind of keep them a little bit at an emotional distance. So because they're hard-sided lovers, meaning how they interact with others, it's really important that they still keep that natural leadership, that natural decisiveness, because all of those are good, but to make sure they also get a little bit of a soft side with them. And those are my L's. So those are lions. You're the born leaders. And that's your personality complement. No lions in my house, but I do have an otter in my house. Who had O as your highest score? Okay. Okay, had some O's. Now O's, y'all think they're hard-sided or soft-sided? Soft-sided, very good. They're soft-sided lovers. In other words, they relate to people in a very soft manner. Otters want to have fun. They are your cheerleaders, your hype man. They can get people all excited. They don't always read the fine print. They're easily excitable. They love to talk. They might have 25 best friends. My son knows everybody, and I mean everybody. He is a natural otter. He lives in my house. He runs us crazy because he never meets a stranger. But when we need something talked up, hyped up, who do we call? My son. Dr. Cullen can attest to that. They're great at motivating others to action, but they don't like confrontation. And they might use the term lighten up, hey, it's not that serious. Those are the otters in your life. And otters, like we said, are soft-sided when they talk about relationships. So they can be a little soft on people, and sometimes they can be soft on people and their problems. So we want otters to get, everything is about balance, right? Because there's not a better personality style than the other. So otters need to kind of learn how to say no sometimes. My son can't always meet the things I need him to do because he's doing something for you. You got to go by your house and pick up something. He's going to run by the church and do such and such. Then he might get to the grocery store with the butter that I need at 6. It may come at 11, but it will come. Sometimes they can overextend themselves. So they got to make sure they set some healthy boundaries. Again, there's no personality style that's better than the other, but if you live with an otter or work with an otter and that's not your natural personality, you may sometimes have to think about how you relate to them. But everybody has their place and everybody has importance. I mean, like I said, when it's time to get things going, I really want an otter. Your otter is probably your greeter at your faith organization. That's who they are. Any G's in the house? G was your highest. Okay. I see a few G's, about 4, and Dr. Cullen is a G. I am married to a G, and one of our children is a G. So I have an O and a G, and I'll tell you what I am. So the golden retriever, that's what that stands for, the G. Then y'all think they're soft-sided? When you think about the animal golden retriever, you think they're soft-sided or hard-sided lovers? Soft-sided, yes. They are loyal, just like the animal. They are loyal. They have a deep need to please others, and their hearts, y'all, are real full of compassion. They could be a tad bit indecisive, but they are great listeners. They are encouragers. They are adaptable. A golden retriever, you kind of want a golden retriever on your team. They're the ones when you make a change to the neighborhood or to any kind of organization, they are the ones that they don't turn the place out. A golden retriever will be okay with that. They can adapt. They're relational. They have a soft attitude and action while possessing courage and strength. My daughter and my husband are golden retrievers. And they have a strong tendency toward the soft side of love, which sometimes we have to be careful because you don't want any of that codependent stuff. Adults know what I'm talking about, and enabling things. But they just have to balance their natural sides, their natural soft side, with some of the hard side qualities. Okay? Now this last personality, the fourth personality, is not one we see a whole lot. This is who I am. How many people had B as their highest? Okay, I think I see one, and I will be the other one. Your Beavers, and Dr. Cullen can attest to this, they are hard-sided lovers, but your Beavers are the people that say, hey, we're going to do this right. We're going to do it right the first time. Get out the directions and read them. If you read them, you will have all your information. They're going to say, put it in the file with the right label, and then next time you won't look for it. They have a pen, they have all of their things. They have high standards and rules and consistency. They like charts and maps and organization. Y'all think about somebody that you work with, or even the kid and person in your household, that's who they are. They are using their critical thinking skills to solve problems, and they're very careful and they're very intentional. They don't do haphazard. They may say, no, we planned dinner tonight, it's going to be pork chops. That's what we're going to have. You know, that's who they are. They go by the book, and that's who they are. So Beavers make wonderful employees, friends, and family members, but an out-of-balance Beaver is not so good. Because they are a hard-sided lover, which puts them at risk for losing love because they have they have close relationships. They're not like the otter that has those 25 best friends and runs all over. Not a Beaver. They have a front row, but it's a small front row. It takes a lot to get on that front row. And so one of the things that I want to share in Beavers, did that sound like you? Did anything? Is there anyone that you're like, you know what, that really doesn't match my personality? Was there anyone that had a close score? You're, okay, all right, I see you, and also you. So after you hear it, you may be able to decide. So when we share this with our students and our parents, guys over at the PLC, the whole purpose is to understand how do we relate to each other. Either we have to live together or work together or live in the same neighborhood together or be part of an organization together. And we have to respect each other's strengths and weaknesses, whether we're naturally a hard-sided lover and how we relate to others or whether we're a soft-sided lover and relate to others. It's key in order for us to get whatever it is we're trying to get done, whatever our common goal is. And so what we do with our students is we remind them that they're going to meet somebody that doesn't have their personality style, such as life, and they're going to have to adapt. And again, there is not any personality style that's better than the other. We are all to be in balance and adapt some of the hard-sided characteristics that you heard me talk about as well as the soft, so we can be in balance and be the best. Any questions for me before Dr. Cullen comes down? All right. Thank you for your time, guys.